stage. Sorry about that. That's good intro. Threw me under the bus. Thank you very much. That's good. How's it going? Hot Temple Wednesday night comedy. Make some noise, everyone. Yeah. Ballarat. You're not looking at me. Why not? Yeah? Oh, don't talk to me. Don't talk. That's all right. Give me a cheer if you've been here before. Woo! Yeah. Give me a cheer if you've been here before for comedy. Give me a cheer if it's your first time. Awesome. Great. Anyone been... Was this open Saturday night? I was in Ballarat Saturday night. I went to George's. Is that a good place? Because when I came out, there was a guy that had just been bottled on top of the head. And I wasn't allowed in because I didn't have a collar. So it was pretty brutal. But it's good. Ballarat's great. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My name's Ben. What are you doing? Are you filming this?
Yeah, I am. Sorry. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, no, that's alright.
Hey.
What's your name, pal?
Aaron.
Aaron?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Aaron. My name's Ben. What are you going to... What's this for?
I don't know, just for Facebook maybe.
Just Facebook?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever, man. Just do it. That's it. It's good. Aaron on Facebook. Aaron's on Facebook, everybody. So if you want to watch this again, Aaron, what's your last name? You can get some more followers.
No, don't worry about it. I prefer to keep it to myself.
No,
yeah.
That's a big crowd work there, guys. That was a fucking good chat, wasn't it?
Sure was.
Yeah. Tough crowd. Jesus Christ, Aaron. Throw me a bone, mate. Alright, everyone up the top. Did you come for comedy? The bloody, look at you. You didn't think I'd see you guys up the back, hiding behind the vines, like sex offenders. Looking at these funny guys. Oh, alright, that's whatever. Cool. Alright, get on with it. I'll tell you a bit about my name's Ben. I'm originally from the Sunshine Coast, Queensland. Anyone been there before? Cool. I moved away 3 years ago. I moved away from the Sunshine Coast because I was getting burnt as fuck. If there's a place you do not want to raise a ginger child, just based purely on the name alone, that'd be the goddamn Sunshine Coast, wasn't it? I was born in Melbourne. When I was 7 years old, my parents looked at me, saw that they'd made a pasty little ginger child that loved the arts and did horribly in the sun. Then Mum just looked at a map of Australia and she said, fuck, this Sunshine Coast looks alright, doesn't it? No, it's the home of rugby league and melanoma. Should toughen you up both mentally and emotionally. No hat, no play was less of a school rule, more of a life survival tip for me, but even if you remember your hat, it's hard to play with no friends, am I right? No, I'm joking, I'm fine. This guy gets it. Are we ginger? Are you another ginger? Your beard is fucking sick, by the way. Have a look at it in the break, it's epic. What was your name? Chris, nice to meet you, bud. Fellow Ginge, yeah? Right, cool. Oh, the real reason I moved down from Melbourne, to Melbourne, from the Sunshine Coast is because I don't know if a few people said they'd been to the Sunshine Coast, but it's not the most forward-thinking city in Australia, is it? No, and my partner and I, we have similar parts, all right? You can read between the lines there, it's all good. We're on board with that, yeah, 2017. We're cool with that? Everyone's all right with it? Everyone's cool with the G word? Cool. My partner and I, if you haven't worked out, we're very proud gingers. Gotcha! And he's got a big old dick. No, just joking. Just joking, it's a girl. What's up? Thanks, brother. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, man. It's a girl. It's a girl. Thank you. I've got a ginger girlfriend. Yeah, feel that? I love doing that joke at the start. I love pretending. I love how forward-thinking the world has become, but not forward-thinking enough to get on board with the fact that I've got a ginger girlfriend. Like when I was pretending to be gay, you all looked at me and some even clapped, like, yeah, marriage equality, all right, yeah, that's fantastic, that's fine. But when I told you I had a ginger girlfriend, you all looked at me like, nah, fuck that, man, that's weird. You like to do that? Pretty sure it says in the Bible, thou shalt not double ginge, pal. So, she's really cool. We get asked all the time. It's pretty brutal, because it's weird seeing two gingers together. Have you ever been with another ginger? Yeah? Is this your partner? Oh, you just nodded. That was fucking, you know the whole backstory? Great, that's cool. Fucking very over. Awesome. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird because we're the smallest minority on the planet. I don't know if you guys know that. Did you know that? I don't know the facts, but I can prove it with this one simple fact, okay? I don't know the statistics, but I'll prove it with this one fact, that we're the smallest minority. Because if you see two brunettes making out, no one gives a shit, do they? Two blondes making out, cool. Two Asians making out, happy days. Two Africans making out, whatever. But if you see two gingers making out, all your brains go,
Why the fuck's he kissing his sister?
did you get that? Your laughter hurts. But she's really cool, and I like fucking with people. So we got this game that we play whenever anybody asks whether we are brother and sister, because we get asked that all the time. I just look back and say, yeah, but it's okay, because we got different dads. And then we start making out, and it freaks them the fuck out. And I don't know if they're more freaked out about the fact that it's either brother and sister making out. We're not. Or the fact that I do that face, because look at that, it's creepy, isn't it? Check this out. If you want to make anything look creepy, bite your bottom lip. Give it a crack. Yeah, that's quite sexy. Good job, man. But check this out. I'll prove it to you. You can make anything look creepy if you bite your bottom lip. Look at this. If you saw this dude dancing at the discotheque or George's, wherever you've got young kids are dancing these days, check this guy out.
Happy days. Changes everything.
I'm so sorry. Fighting what I would. Jesus Christ. So I moved from the sunny coast because I didn't really fit in. I didn't fit in because I don't know if you've been to this. A few people have been to the Sunshine Coast. All my mates were the same. They're all proper Queensland men. You know the men I'm talking about, the ones that play proper men. They play rugby league. They drink 1 litre ice break coffees. And they don't like hugs. Get off me, you bloody poofy. You know those blokes? And that sucks because I love hugs. Yeah? I drink soy-based vanilla lattes, and I convinced my girlfriend to join a mixed netball team because I wanted to play. I know this physique says full forward, but my heart screams wing attack, go Firebirds! No? Tough crowd. Anyone play netball? Netball players? No? You play netball too? What position? Wing defence and goal defence. Fuck off. The dude, really? Any girls play? 2017, fucking happy days. What was your name? Sorry? Cam, and I play wing defence. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's brutal. They got all the dudes in Queensland, like I was saying, they play rugby, they don't like hugs. Are you a netballer as well, are you? Sorry, you're not? Just having a chat. It's very loud, I can hear you. All good? No? Well, yeah, good? No? Happy? Okay, good chat. Anyway, moving on. So the blokes that I was talking about, all my mates, all my Queensland mates, they all sound the same. They don't like hugs and they play rugby league. You know the guys that subliminally are always asking for hugs, but they say they don't like hugs? You know those guys? You know those men that didn't get hugged? Yeah, one person's nodding, yeah. The big blokes, the big bloke, they sound a little bit like this. Every Queensland male sounds like this, alright? I'll give you an example. Yeah, mate, yeah, got a 52-inch telly, yeah, it's surround sound, should come around, watch the Broncos over on the weekend, mate, Friday night football, best bloody sport in the world, Saturdays for the boys, Sunday, UFC, pay-per-view, fucking my house, love the UFC, yeah, my jiu-jitsu coach Tony reckons I probably would have made the UFC if I didn't tear a rotator cuff back in the 09 grand final, but not all bad news, to turn off to Bali in a month and I never really emotionally connected with my stepdad Steve. I'm fine, mate, I keep my head up, I keep looking forward, I never look behind me, that's not a metaphor either, I can't look behind me, I've grown the muscles from the bottoms of my earlobes to the tops of my shoulders, I physically cannot look behind me, mate. I'm stacked, I'm jacked, I don't need a neck. I told you I didn't need a neck, just like I told you I didn't need a stepdad, Steve. I'm smashing whey protein isolate in the AM and 4x bitters in the PM. I'm blocking the estrogen and my childhood emotional need for a stable father figure. It sounds like you need a hug. I don't need a fucking hug, I need my rugby boots. Where are they? I'm off the training. That sounds something like that. Wasn't that funny, but he remembered a lot of words. It's not okay. It's not okay for you to hug another man in Queensland. The only time it's okay for you to hug another man in Queensland is if your team has just won the National Rugby League Grand Final, or if your team has just lost the National Rugby League Grand Final, or if someone dies and you have to go to the funeral. But you had tickets to the National Rugby League Grand Final. They fucking love it. Now, I know this is Melbourne. If you've never seen a game of rugby league, basically how it works is you get 26 of these blokes, yeah? 26 blokes who bloody love violence, hate hugs, and can't talk about their feelings. You put 13 down this end, 13 down this end. These guys kick the ball off, they grab it, they're just got to try and get down the other end, and they've got to try and stop them. But here's the secret reason why all those big cranky men play this sport. Because when you've got the ball, you get heaps of hugs. Oh, it's so good. Watch the game next time. They kick the ball off, a little fella catches it and he gives it to the biggest bloke on the field because he needs the most hugs. And he runs back saying something like, I have trouble talking about my emotions. And they go, come here. And they get a big hug and he says, get off me, I hate hugs. You get 5 hugs to try and get down the other end, and it's the their team's turn, and they get 5 hugs to try and get down the other end, and they continue that masculine charade of pretending to hate hugs while simultaneously receiving hugs. Rugby league is the most beautiful and elaborate male support network ever created. It's gorgeous. That's how it started. It was just a support group that used to meet once a week in a field, just blokes. Just used to hug out their problems, and they get a lot of weird looks, a lot of phone calls, and one bloke said, fuck boys, we need a ball, and they just added a ball and now they play rugby league. Who plays rugby union here? We got any Kiwis? Have we got any Kiwis in the audience? You're very quiet. Or am I scaring the shit out of you, or want to ask questions? How's the Facebook? Is this a live stream? You got anyone watching?
No, I don't.
No, just filming away. Just,
yeah, sure.
Just gonna have a big old, I don't know what you're going to do with that, but I'm going to leave that one there. Rugby union, the rugby union player, the Kiwis, they're the best in the world at rugby union. I'm going to finish on this and bring on your amazing first act. Kiwis, they're the best in the world at rugby union. I know this is Melbourne, you might not get on board, but have you ever watched the All Blacks play? They're the best in the world because they love hugs. They sing and dance about it before they play. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Have you ever watched a game All Blacks play? Like the captain comes out the front and he says, all right, boys, are you ready for some hugs? Fuck you, I'm ready. He goes, my name is Jonah, and I thought I should let you know before we play, I'm a bit of a hugger. This is Sonny Bill. He is also a hugger. This is a song and dance we have prepared for you. It is called The Hugger. Oh, fuck, that's true. That was a very silly joke. Thank you for laughing at that. Guys, are you ready for an awesome night of comedy? This first act, he is absolutely incredible. You're going to love him. One of the fastest up-and-comers in Melbourne. He's my friend, soon to become your friend. Everybody go nuts for Blake Freeman, everyone! Yes!
Thank you very much, everybody. Hope you're having a good time so far. I have a few things that I would like to share. First thing is, something happened to me recently. I was at a bar, and I went up to like the bar bit of the bar, and there were 2 gentlemen that were already standing there, and I went up and I stood next to them. And when I did, one of them pointed at me and was like, that guy's a comedian, right? And when he said that, I was so stoked, because in my head, I was like, that must mean that I'm doing something that people connect with. Like, it resonates with them enough for them to remember who I am. And I was like, that's the best thing that's ever happened to me, right? And then right after that, the second guy was like, is he any good? And then the first guy said, oh, he gives it a go. So get ready for that. You're all about to watch this little boy give it a go. Did I just turn the mic off? I did. Fuck, look at me giving it a go. God damn it.
Are you guys back for drinks?
It's good. I went to Adelaide.
I'll have another one of these, please. Bourbon and Crew.
Bourbon and Crew.
And before I left, actually, I stopped in at my mum's house, and my mum had left this like big basket full of like food and drinks, and spare pairs of underwear and socks and stuff.
No, that's my fourth.
She also left me a note, and I want to tell you guys what the note said. And just so you know, my mum's name is Naomi, just so you know. So the note said, like, Dear Blake, best of luck for the festival. I know last year was rough for you, but it's a new year and you're a better comedian. Love, Mum. But then, in brackets, next to that, she wrote Naomi. Like, she thought I was gonna read that and be like, this is all well and good, but who the fuck is this mom character? Like, she's clearly supportive, I just don't get the fucking riddle. And then I asked her about it, I was like, hey, what was the deal with that note? And she was like, oh, it was a joke. And I was like, oh, you got me, you cheeky bitch. It's good. something happened to me recently, and before I tell you, I want you guys to know that I'm fine. Before I tell you that, just know that I'm fine. I hope you all believe me that I'm fine. This is just a story about how much of a strange lady my mother is. So like about a year ago, right? I come home and my girlfriend at the time was she was in bed with another guy, which is pretty rough. So what I did was I left, and because it would have been weird if I'd stayed. Like I was like, move over, Daddy's tired. So like I left and I went to my friend's house in Coburg. And when I got there, I had a text message from my mum that just said, "How was your night?" And I just like told her everything. And this is how fucking weird my mum is, right? Because I told her everything, and then the one and only thing that my mum, the one and only thing she wrote back was dog act. Like, I just love that that's my mum trying to be nurturing. Like, most mums would be like, oh my god, what can I do to help? That sounds terrible. And my mum was like, fuck that, let's get her. Like, I used to work in promo for a commercial radio station. I used to just be one of those people who you hand stuff out on the street to. And it was a real goofy job. Like, I remember this one time I had to go to this like panel meeting place, and I had to give these guys beer, because they'd like won some competition where they got beer right. And when I got there, I started chatting to this one man, and he was telling me about how he doesn't want to be a panel beater. What he actually wants to do is like graphic design stuff. So he's saying that he makes these cool patterns and he puts them on like t-shirts and skateboards and motorbikes. And he's like, yeah, that's what I actually want to do in my life. I was like, oh, that sounds great, man. And then he got out his phone and he started showing me pictures. And he's like, yeah, it's a t-shirt, it's a skateboard, it's a motorbike. And then he scrolled one across, and I saw was definitely a picture of his dick. And he was just like, oh, don't worry about that, and like kept scrolling. And right after that, right, I noticed that he was wearing a UFC t-shirt, so I was like, hey, you like UFC? What'd you think of that whole Brock Lesnar doping thing? Brock Lesnar's like a fighter taking drugs. And the guy was like, Brock Lesnar got caught doping? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, that sucks, man. Brock Lesnar's been one of my heroes since I was like a kid. And I just started to think about how weird our relationship now is. Because like within the space of like 5 minutes, right, I'd learned about his passion in life, I'd seen his dick and I'd broken his heart. Like that's love. It's good stuff. You know what's so interesting about myself and my ex-girlfriend's relationship was that she always had this big insecurity that I was gonna like cheat on her. That was a big thing, like a big through line throughout our relationship. And I remember this one time, I went out skateboarding because I'm a little boy, and I fell over and I landed on my bum and I had a bruise on my bum, and that's all that happened. But a couple of days later, I was getting changed right, and my girlfriend saw the bruise and she was like, is that a hickey? And I was like, no, it's not a hickey. And I got so upset, right? Because at that point, we'd been together for like 2 years. And like when we first met, it was fucking weird because I had never had a girlfriend before. And she had just got out of like a 7-year relationship. So it was fucking weird. But we knew we liked each other. So we were like, let's work on this. So we did. We put in work. We spent time together. We grew as people. And then we were in love. We were in love and it was the happiest I'd ever been in my entire life. And she thought that I jeopardized all that just so a girl could suck my butt. Like... That's such a weird thing where she just thought I was out in the world like, yeah, I live with her and I got a dog with her, but I think it's time for you to latch on, missy. Come on, suck it till the rains come. I don't know what that means. So, my brother had a baby recently, which is usually good news, but my brother is a 22-year-old unemployed DJ, so it's very bad news. They also called the kid Declan, which is not good. Declan Freeman. It's not good. It's such a sketchy bogan... Like, okay, doesn't Declan Freeman sound like a character in Neighbours who, like, dies in a dirt bike accident? Like, Declan Freeman died. Well, he shouldn't have tried to jump the creek. Like... And my brother, I wouldn't give a fuck that my brother's young or whatever, who cares, but he's such a dingaling. He's the dumbest guy that I know. He's the kind of guy who has like pickup lines that he'll like use on a girl. Like you go up to a girl and be like, well, did you fall out of heaven or something? Because you're fucking hot. Like, he's one of those guys. And I asked him, genuinely, I was like, give us one of your pickup lines. And he said this, he was like, you're like Queensland. Beautiful one day, perfect the next. And I just love that my brother's out there trying to bone someone and rep Queensland, like, because he's from Wangaratta, it's weird. It's good. A lot of my friends have like making fun of me. They're like, "Oh, what are you gonna have a kid next?" It's like, no, I'm a child. Like, I don't even think about it. It'd be silly if I did, I reckon. Like, I'm still figuring out big parts of who I am. You know what I mean? Like, I just realised what I'm about to say. I realised recently that I am, I'm very sexually open. Oh God. I'm just like down for whatever. I kind of don't care. But I'm very close-minded when it comes to food. Which is weird. Like, please be with me on this ride. I've been peed on. Enjoy your food. I was seeing this lady and she was like, "Hey, can I pee on you?" It's something I've always wanted to try, but I've just never felt comfortable. And I was like, "Yeah, sure," because I'm a team player. And we got into a bathtub and she started peeing on me, and I was having like an okay time. Like, I wasn't having an amazing time or a terrible time. I was like right in the middle. It was like when I watch daytime TV. When I watch daytime TV, I'm like, this could be on or off. Either way, I don't give a fuck. She was having a great time. She was peeing on my chest and on my crotch and calling me names. G'day everyone. And fuck. So then we had a shower and we got cleaned up. And we went into the kitchen and she was like, "Hey, genuinely, thank you for letting me try that. That's something I've always wanted to do, but I've just never felt comfortable asking anyone." And I was like, "Oh, don't even worry about it." And she was like, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna make some fried eggplant. Do you want any?" And I was like, "Fuck no, you weirdo. Like, I don't want to take part in any of your gross acts. Yeah, get over here and shit my gob. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you very much for listening."
Hey, Freeman, everybody! One more round of applause! Oh man, a lot to digest there. Guys, we're going to have a quick 5-10 minute break and we're going to be back with your headline act, Denise Scott, so please enjoy your break. Yeah, and we'll see you soon.